Hello everyone, this is Julia. Thank you so much for joining me on my craft room adventures. Today, I want to share the super fun Easter card featuring stamps and dice by Sunny Studio Stamps. I started by stamping out the images from the X to Die For stamp set, and this is actually a layering stamp set. Each egg has 2 layers, so you can stamp, it comes with a solid stamp, an outline stamp, and also several patterns you can stamp on the eggs. But I wanted to use it with like cute chick images, so I used the outline images and I decided to color it so that I could match all my colors. So I'm just using Copic markers to color them in. I started with B66, B63, and now I'm blending that out with B60. And I couldn't really get a smooth blend for this one, so I let this dry. Came back with another layer, and that just made it look a lot smoother than it is here. Then for my pink egg, I wanted to do more of a pastel kind of like rainbow colors. So I'm going in with RB63, RB66. Well, RB66, that's the darkest. Then RB63, blending that out with the V000 and then V000. Going back in with the RV63, the V000, and the V000. And I did a little bit of the tip to tip just to get a better blend there. Then for my teal colored egg, I'm using BG13, BG11, and BG10. And BG000, I'm sorry, the cap's off screen there, as my lightest shade. And then going in for a second layer of the BG13, then BG11, BG10, and BG000. And for my fourth color, I'm using R20, just for like a peachy, like a peachy red kind of a shade. R00, then R000. I went over the darkest area several times with the R20 just to add more color. Then the R00 and R000, and I wasn't really too concerned with the blending on this one because I knew I would add the pattern stamps over top, so that would cover up quite a lot. Then for my chicks that are from the Chickie Baby stamp set, I'm using YR23 as my darkest shade, blending that out with Y11. Then I'm going in with Y000 and Y000. I'm going in with YR18 on the beak and feet, and then blending that out with YR12. Then I'm adding a little bit more of the YR23 just to deepen up the shadows. And I'm blending that out again with the Y11. And then I'm just smoothing it out with the Y000. And I'm adding a little bit of R20 on the cheeks for blush. And I'm coloring the little bunny ears with C2 and C0 and also a little bit of R20. Then for my background, I'm using Tumbled Glass, Salty Ocean, and Blueprint Sketch Distress Oxides. I did use a bit of a larger panel at first because I wasn't quite sure if I wanted to do like a slimline card or one that's a little bit taller, but in the end I just trimmed it down so that it would be like a regular slimline card size. Just blending the colors back and forth, I'm using quite a bit of the Blueprint Sketch and blending that out again with the Salty Ocean. And I do use just a paper towel to wipe off my brush in between so that I don't contaminate the other colors. And now I'm adding splatters of liquid stardust, Salty Ocean, and Blueprint Sketch to the background just for a little bit more interest. I'm just diluting everything with a little bit of water. I die cut 2 grassy hills with the Slimline nature borders, and to those panels, those are Bristol smooth cardstock, and I just added a little bit of like removable tape runner to the back so that they wouldn't move around on my glass mat. And then I'm ink blending them with cracked pistachio and Lucky Clover Distress Oxide ink. I'm going in the heaviest at the very top of the panel and then just fading it out to the bottom. And then I'm also going in with the Lucky Clover just at the very tips of the blades of grass. Then for splatters, I'm using Lucky Clover and also the color that I had up top, which was Pine Needles. And I'm just adding lots of splatters because I just wanted to create a little bit of interest and movement on this panel. And for that, I wanted to have the Pine Needles, which is a little bit darker than the Lucky Clover. Now I'm moving on to the layered patterns of the eggs, and those are just so pretty. I have all of those eggs cut out with my brother's Scan and Cut. Those do come with coordinating dies, and I have those as well. But since I didn't have the coordinating dies of my little chickies, and the smooth edge of the beautiful die cuts stands out quite a bit against the edge of the blade from the Scan and Cut, I try to either do all die cut or all Scan and Cut. So this is why I'm not using the dies here, but they do come with coordinating dies, of course. I just used some Versamark ink, and now I'm using Nuvo Glimmering Pearl embossing powder, which adds just such a beautiful sheen and just makes those patterns shine. Just blotting off the excess. And now I'm heat setting them. I had my heat gun heating up off to the side, and now I'm just running it over the embossing powder until it's smooth and melted. I just love watching embossing powder melt, it's so magical. And there you can see the pretty patterns and the gorgeous shine of the embossing. Isn't that so fun? And it's super quick to do, to add lots of patterns. And the stamp set actually comes with more than those patterns, so you have lots of options. Then I'm stamping the Happy Easter sentiment from the Chickie Baby stamp set. And I'm heat embossing that one in white. Again, just melting the embossing powder. Now I'm using my hills, and I did add this one a little bit askew so that I would have a little bit more difference between the hills, because I die cut them with the same die. I added the little bunny ears to my chicks, which I think is just so adorable. Then I'm adding the pretty eggs to my background, just tucking them behind the grass. I made sure to not adhere the very tops of the grass panel. The chicks I'm adding with some foam tape, and the butterflies I colored in the same colors as the eggs, and those are from the Garden Fairy stamp set. I just pulled up my little chickie here. I just moved my bunny chickie a little bit further down, and now I'm adding the butterflies to the background as well with some foam squares. Now I'm using the Nuvo Aqua Shimmer Pen in the color Glitter Gloss to add a little bit more shine to the butterflies and also the bunny ears. And that finishes off my card for today. I just think this is so fun. I love those cute little chickies, and the eggs are super cute and just so easy to make lots of them. You could also just stamp them in several colors just with different patterns, and those would be so fun as well. I really hope you enjoyed this one. Thank you so much for watching and spending this time with me today. I'll be back soon with a new crafty video. Until then, have a wonderful day. Bye!